Section 1. The Call of the Blue Ridge. The mist hangs low. It clings to the peaks like a ghost. Below, a sea of green and blue rolls out to the horizon, ancient and patient. This is the Blue Ridge. These mountains have a pulse, a rhythm you feel deep in your bones before you even step out of the car. They don't just sit there, they breathe, they watch. Down in the valley, a city hums with a different kind of energy. Brick and steel rise in a quirky, defiant cluster. That's Asheville. It's a place caught between the wild and the wired. It's a place caught between the old soul and the new beat. It's a town that knows exactly what it is, and it isn't apologizing for it. Look closer. You see the glint of a copper roof on a sprawling French chateau, an impossible castle tucked into the American highlands. Then your eyes drift back downtown, to the Art Deco spires that pierce the sky. It's a weird, beautiful mix. Banjo pickers, street performers, world-class chefs, artists slinging paint on warehouse walls. Section 2. Breaths of mountain air. The Blue Ridge Parkway. They call it America's favorite drive. That's a hell of a claim. But then you get on it. You start to climb. The road snakes and curves, hugging the mountainside like a lover. There are no stoplights, no billboards, no fast food joints. It's just you, the asphalt, and a view that keeps getting bigger with every turn. The parkway isn't about getting somewhere fast. It's about slowing down. A 469-mile-long meditation. It makes you pull over and just look. Breathe the high-altitude air, scrubbing your lungs clean. Overlooks everywhere. Postcards waiting to happen. Craggy gardens, rhododendron tunnels blooming in pinks and purples Mount Pisgah. A short, steep hike with a 360-degree panorama you can see for 100 miles on a clear day. Mountains fading from green to blue. It humbles you, reminds you how small you are and how big the world is. When it's open, it's more than a road, a gateway, the thread that connects you to the raw, untamed heart of these mountains. Section 3. Chasing waterfalls. Nature's liquid heartbeat. There's something primal about a waterfall. The sound, a constant roar that drowns out everything else. The sight, water in a state of beautiful, chaotic freefall. The feel of the cool mist on your skin. In the mountains around Asheville, waterfalls are the hidden jewels. They're tucked away in deep forests, at the end of winding trails, waiting for those willing to make the trek. You have to earn them. And that makes the rewards so much sweeter. It's not just about seeing the waterfall, it's about the journey to get there. The smell of damp earth, the crunch of leaves under your boots, the anticipation building with every step. One of the big ones, a true showstopper, is Looking Glass Falls. It's right off the road, which almost feels like cheating. You can see it from your car. A 60-foot curtain of water plunging into a pool below. It's powerful, it's accessible, and it's a great introduction to the area's liquid assets. But for a real adventure, you have to go deeper. You have to find places like Catawba Falls. A moderate hike takes you past a series of smaller cascades, before revealing the spectacular upper falls, a multi-tiered wonder of rock and water. It feels like you've stumbled into a lost world. A word of caution. These places are wild. The rocks are slippery. The currents can be strong. Wear good shoes, not flip-flops. Bring water. The beauty of these places is in their raw, untamed power. Your job is to witness it, to feel it, and to walk away with nothing but photos and a memory of the mountain's heartbeat, drumming out its rhythm in falling water. Section 4. Where art runs wild. The River Arts District. Down by the French Broad River, in a maze of old industrial buildings, something is happening. This is the River Arts District, or the RAD, as the locals call it. It's a sprawling campus of creativity. These aren't pristine, white-walled galleries. These are working studios. You can smell the turpentine and the hot metal. You can hear the whir of a potter's wheel and the crackle of a welding torch. This is where the art is born, and the doors are wide open. You're invited to walk in, to watch, to talk to the artists themselves. It's a disorienting, wonderful labyrinth. One minute you're watching a glassblower pull a glowing orb from a furnace, shaping it with breath and skill. The next, you're in a massive warehouse where a painter is working on a canvas the size of a car, splattering colors with abandon. Ceramicists, jewelers, woodworkers, photographers, sculptors. Hundreds of them. all clustered together in this one gritty, beautiful neighborhood. It's a testament to the city's magnetic pull on creative souls. They come here for the community, for the inspiration, for the freedom to make their mark. The best way to experience the rad is to just wander. Park your car and start walking. Let your curiosity lead you. Follow a strange sound. Duck into a doorway that looks interesting. You'll find studios tucked away in basements and lofts. You'll see public art and graffiti that turns a drab concrete wall into a masterpiece. Tucked in between the studios are some of the city's best spots for a bite or a drink. It's all part of the ecosystem. The art fuels the food fuels the artists, and the whole district thrums with a creative energy that's infectious. They don't call this place Beer City, USA for nothing. It's a title they've earned, one pint at a time. The craft beer scene here isn't a trend, it's part of the city's DNA. It started with a few pioneers who saw the potential in the clean mountain water and the independent spirit of the town. Now it's an explosion. There are dozens of breweries, tiny nano-breweries in suburban strip malls, massive cathedral-like facilities. Every neighborhood has its own local watering hole, its own unique take on hops and barley. South Slope is the epicenter. The brewery district, a walkable grid of converted warehouses and old industrial buildings. You can spend an entire afternoon hopping tap rooms. Start at Burial Beer Company, dark, moody aesthetic, killer IPAs and saisons. Then wander to Green Man Brewery, one of the city's originals, classic English-style ales. Each brewery has its own vibe, sleek and modern, funky and eclectic. All share a passion for making great beer, not just IPAs. Brewers here are experimental, not afraid to take risks. Local fruits, herbs, spices, funky sours that pucker in the best way. Rich, complex stouts aged in bourbon barrels. The best part is the community. Not cutthroat. Brewers collaborate, share ideas, drink at each other's bars. You're not just drinking a beer, you're tasting a piece of Asheville. It's impossible to talk about Asheville without talking about the Biltmore. It's the elephant in the room, except this elephant is a 250-room French Renaissance chateau. It's an audacious, magnificent, and slightly insane piece of architecture plopped down in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains. Built by George Vanderbilt in the late 1800s, it was, and still is, the largest privately owned house in America. It's a monument to Gilded Age excess, a fantasy world of turrets, gargoyles, sprawling, manicured gardens. You have to see it to believe it. It feels like you've been transported to the Loire Valley. Walking through the house is a trip back in time. You see the massive banquet hall with its 70-foot ceiling, the 2-story library with 10,000 books, the indoor swimming pool, and the bowling alley. It's a glimpse into a life of unimaginable wealth and privilege. But it's also a masterpiece of craftsmanship. Every detail, from the hand-carved wood paneling to the intricate tapestries, is a work of art. It took thousands of workers years to build this place, and their skill is evident in every room. The grounds, designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, are just as impressive. There are 8,000 acres of gardens, forests, and farmland to explore. You can wander through the formal Italian garden, get lost in the vibrant colors of the walled garden, or stroll through the serene, peaceful paths of the azalea garden. Let's be honest, it's not cheap. A ticket to the Biltmore is a significant investment. So if you're going to do it right. Think of it as an all-day pass to a different world. Section 7. Echoes in the brick downtown's historic soul. Downtown Asheville is a living museum of architecture. You don't need a guide to tell you that. All you have to do is look up. The buildings tell the story of a city that boomed in the early 20th century, a place flush with cash and ambition. You see it in the ornate, geometric patterns of the Art Deco Sylvan Building. You see it in the Gothic spires of the Grove Arcade, one of America's first indoor shopping malls. This isn't a city that tore down its past to make way for glass and steel boxes. It preserved it. It celebrated it. And now, that history is the backdrop for its vibrant present. The city's wealth in the 1920s was staggering, and the architecture reflects that. The City Hall, an 8-story marvel of pink and green tile and terracotta, is a perfect example. It's flamboyant, it's unique, and it's pure Asheville. But then came the Great Depression, and the city went bust. It was saddled with so much debt that it couldn't afford to tear anything down for decades. It was a blessing in disguise. While other cities were, modernizing, Asheville was frozen in time. That period of stagnation preserved one of the country's most impressive collections of Art Deco and neoclassical buildings. Walking through downtown today is a conversation between the past and the present. The historic Grove Arcade is now filled with independent shops, galleries, and restaurants. Old bank buildings have been converted into boutique hotels. The streets are alive with energy. Street performers or buskers are on every corner, providing a constant soundtrack of fiddles, guitars, and drums. It's a city that embraces its quirkiness. It's not polished or sterile. It has a bit of grit, a bit of weirdness, and that's what makes it so compelling. Section 8. The secret language of the hills off the beaten path. Every town has its secrets, the places that aren't in the glossy brochures, the spots that locals whisper about. In Asheville, those secrets are often hidden in plain sight, just a few steps off the main drag. They require a little more effort, a little more curiosity. But the payoff is a glimpse into the real, unvarnished soul of the city. It's about finding that neighborhood bar with no sign, that hidden trail with the best view, that little shop that sells something you can't find anywhere else. Let's talk about that unexpected mountain experience I hinted at. Forget the crowded trails for a minute. Head east of the city to the Hickory Nut Gorge. Here, you'll find the trail to Bear Wallow Mountain. It's a short 1-mile hike, but it leads you to a stunning 360-degree bald. It's a wide-open grassy summit where cows sometimes graze. You can see for miles in every direction, from the rolling foothills to the high peaks of the Black Mountains. It's a place of incredible peace and beauty, and it's often much less crowded than the more famous spots off the Parkway. And what about that secret speakeasy? In a town known for its bars, some of the best are the ones you have to look for. Tucked away in an alley downtown, you might find a door with a single red light above it. That's your sign. This is Antidote, a vintage-inspired cocktail bar that feels like a trip back to the 1920s. It's a world away from the bustling breweries. It's quiet, it's sophisticated, and they make some of the best damn cocktails in the city. It's a place for a quiet conversation, a place to escape the noise and feel like you're in on a secret. Section 9. A taste of the high country. Mountain flavors. The food scene in Asheville is about so much more than just fancy restaurants. It's deeply connected to the land. Farmers, foragers, cheesemakers, bakers. The chefs here aren't just cooking. They're telling the story of Appalachia, one plate at a time. Ramps, creasy greens, heirloom apples, fresh-caught trout. Chefs reimagining ingredients into plated dishes. It's a cuisine both rustic and refined, both familiar and surprising. You can taste this connection everywhere. Farmers' market stalls piled with produce pulled hours earlier. Meet the farmers, hands still dirty with soil. Artisanal cheeses, fresh-baked breads, local honey. Chefs shopping for inspiration at the market. For visitors, it's the best way to understand the foundation of the city's food culture. It's real, it's honest, and it's delicious. Then there are the restaurants that put it all together. Curate, Spanish tapas that feel at home in the mountains. Rhubarb, a pioneer of foothills cuisine, a love letter to Appalachian ingredients. But you can also find incredible food in the most unexpected places. Whole donuts. Hot, made-to-order donuts that will ruin you for all others. Chai pani, Indian street food, a James Beard winner. It's a food scene that is as independent, creative, and a little bit weird as the city itself. Section 10, your 3-day Asheville map, a plan of attack. All right, you've got 3 days. You want a plan, a way to hit the highlights without feeling like you're on a forced march. Here's a rough sketch. But remember, it's just a suggestion. The best plans are the ones you're willing to break. Day 1 is about getting the lay of the land. Start your morning downtown. Grab a coffee. Wander the streets. Look up at that amazing architecture. Spend a few hours exploring the Grove Arcade. For lunch, hit up Chai Pani. In the afternoon, it's time for art. Head to the River Arts District. Get lost in the studios. Talk to some artists. For dinner, stay in the RA Day. Get some world-class barbecue at Buxton Hall. Day 2 is for the mountains. Get an early start. Pack a lunch. Drive south on the Ridge Parkway. Your destination is Graveyard Fields. Do the hike to the waterfalls. Enjoy the unique landscape. On your way back, stop at the Mount Pisgah overlook for that iconic sweeping view. You'll be back in town by late afternoon, just in time for the brewery crawl. Head to the south slope, start at Burial, then make your way to Green Man. Maybe finish at the Funkatorium for something sour. Day 3 is your wild card, the Biltmore Day. If you're going to do it, dedicate most of your day to it. Get there early to beat the crowds. Tour the house. Spend the afternoon wandering the gardens. If the castle isn't your thing, this is your day for secrets. Hike Bear Wallow Mountain in the morning. Explore West Asheville in the afternoon. For your final dinner, go for broke. Make a reservation at Curate. Make a reservation at Rhubarb. Then find that secret speakeasy for a final nightcap.